Hi, hello, and welcome back, everyone, to another episode of the Nincompoops podcast. I'm your host for today, Paul, like I am every week, and my co-hosts Dean, Jim, and Kenny. Kenny's a little missing right now, but he'll be back in a couple minutes. How are you guys doing today?
Yeah.
Mighty fine, Sir Paul.
Mighty fine, you say?
Yeah.
Wow. How's it mighty fine?
I don't know. Just,
Just
nice. No, it's nice weather. Uh, yeah.
yeah, that's true. It is like nice weather. It is like getting hot though. It's like hot outside. It's like what, around 70 something degrees.
Oh, that's not.
Right.
It's actually nice and cool.
I don't know. I went out earlier today. I felt like pretty warm. Or I don't know. Maybe it's just because I was like sitting inside of my car and just like been sitting on this cooking. Yeah, exactly. So I don't know if it's because of that or just like it's just hot outside.
Yeah, it's not too bad.
Yeah.
Day.
Relatively nice weather. Yeah. How about you, Jim? How are you doing today?
I'm doing all right. Just standard routine by now.
Standard routine.
Yeah.
This is all rehearsed. It's all pre-recorded.
Yeah.
My entire life is pre-recorded.
It's all a simulation.
It's all a script. Okay, I'm just following a script that the creator of this program put onto me. Just they put me they put a few commands and just send me to auto mode, and I just do the thing.
Wait, are you telling me you're not the creator of this?
No.
Good old podcast.
No, this is not a podcast. This is all simulation. It's a script.
Oh, shit.
I have my role to play. You have your role.
Should you mention that though? That we're in a simulation? Shouldn't that not be in your program?
I think it's better that they're aware. Okay,
What-
you too. You watching this right now, listening to this, whatever you're doing, no matter what you're doing, it's not important because this is a simulation. Nothing is real. Okay.
When does ruin the simulation? I don't understand how this works.
Hey, I'm trying to. Is it blue pill? Blue pill people into. I haven't watched The Matrix. I
never watched The Matrix
It's
either.
been a while for me. Yes, I think it is the blue pill. The red pill's like the truth.
Wait, wouldn't that be? So
I thought blue pill was the truth and red pill was like go back to sleep.
No, I thought blue pill was the go back.
Oh
to sleep.
no!
See, we have no clue. We have no clue.
I'm checking Google.
It's one of the pills.
Pill or blue pill? Which one is it? You guys keep talking.
So yeah, I'm trying to pill you guys into accepting this new reality. Okay, nothing.
Okay, so according to Wikipedia, the terms red pill and blue pill refer to a choice between the willingness to learn a potentially unsettling or life-changing truth by taking the red pill or remain in content ignorance with the blue pill. All right, so I guess red pill's reality and blue pills go back to sleep.
Okay, I'm trying to red pill you. Okay.
All right, red pill me.
Yeah, I'm trying to red pill you guys. Which also, funny enough, red pill also in the political sense, it means trying to make someone a conservative, which is the opposite of what I'm doing here. But
what if you want to make him a socialist? Isn't that also red?
It's bread pill.
Bread pill.
Yeah.
Unironically, that's the word, bread pill.
Bread pill.
Yeah.
Oh, I like that. I think Dean would be all in favor of that, comrade.
I am.
Hi, Kenny. So you made it back.
Yes.
How you doing today?
I feel relieved.
You feel relieved?
Yep.
So what I think it is.
That can mean one of many things.
Indeed.
Can.
Well, I'm going to assume it's the one involving the throne.
Yep. You already know.
Got you.
So there's it down to 3 options.
Mm-hmm. Wait. What's the third option?
Yes.
Well, there are many options. So there's number 1, number 2, and there's number 3. You vomit.
You vomit?
Yeah,
Yep.
You vomit. That's relieving in a way.
I've never had those moments where you're like, maybe this happens to me, but you're brushing your teeth or you're at the sink and you're like, oh shit, I need to throw up. I should go to the toilet, but then you don't, and then you just like vomit into the sink instead.
I have vomited into the sink once, and I had to clean it up, and it was not fun.
It sucks, like when you vomit into the sink. It's just like, especially if there's like a little sink cover that makes it hard. The chunky bits that make it hard to pick up, and you're like, fuck, I should have just vomit in the toilet instead.
Yeah, I actually don't vomit very often. Thankfully, I used to vomit more when I was younger because I used to have stomach problems that would lead me to the hospital every now and then, and I vomited a lot. Ever since a certain point, I haven't really gotten those problems as much, so I don't vomit as much as I used to. So, you know, that's a good thing. I hate vomiting. You just feel so disgusting.
I mean, who does?
Like,
Show me a person
like
who, like,
shitting.
show me a person like I love vomiting. It turns me
Well,
on. I love
Fair,
it.
but like in comparison to other shitty things, like taking a shit can suck. All right, but you don't feel as disgusting when you have a big shit because once you drop that giant log, you're like, fuck, dude, I kind of want to look right now and see that baby I just made. You know, like just I want to feel proud of that giant shit I took. But then
Well, I mean, even if you're like having like shitty diarrhea and you're like miserable, I still think it feels like kind of good just because like, you're relieving yourself. You're getting rid of that load,
Yeah.
even though it like sucks, especially in comparison to like a good old solid poo.
But with vomiting, you just there's nothing good about it. I mean, I guess like if you overeat and you vomit, I guess that you can feel good. But even then, like the taste is in your mouth, and you're just stuck with it. It's like you wash it down, but then you're washing down vomit too. You know, so it's like whatever happens, vomit exists. But with shitting, with shitting, whether it's a log or it's diarrhea, it's favorable because when you have diarrhea, even though it's not healthy, obviously, at least it feels nice. It's like Niagara Falls. It just flows out naturally, right? So I don't know. That's nice in its own way.
It's been nice ever since I got a bidet for my house. It's been amazing. So even if I do have like it's like all wet and it's like wiping's gonna be a pain in the ass, I don't have to worry about that. I got a goddamn bidet. It makes me happy. So poos ain't no worries with that.
I'm pretty sure if anyone's still listening to episode 35, they probably have made a drinking game where every time we mention bidets, they take a shot. They have like a bottle of Jack and a shot glass ready every episode.
I wonder if they're disappointed on those days where we don't talk about bidets and they're like, no drinking for me, no.
Damn, I hate those words.
Come on, they're like yelling at the screen. Come on, bring it up, or bring up porn or hentai or something,
or like, socialism.
Yeah, or socialism, or anything
make
political.
Like a bingo card of like with the things we talk about.
And then those rare moments where they don't have to take a shot, they're like, "This is not what I signed up for. I'm just trying to get fucked up here.
Why am I still sober?"
Well, if we make a bingo card, then we would win bingo all the time.
No. I mean, like sometimes because like the purpose of bingo is like get a straight line across like either horizontally. It's just a matter of like where you put those words and if they make a straight line.
Do you think that when we're old, do you think we'll be like into bingo, like the stereotype is? You know,
people are into bingo. People are into bingo right now. At least when it comes to politics, at least.
What?
When it involves cash, I'm into bingo.
Yeah, you don't remember seeing those like political bingo cards?
I think I've
like happened during like the election or like even like just during elections. It's like, oh, Ted Cruz said this, write this, put a stamp on your bingo card and all that. Don't remember that, Jim?
Oh
no. Not. Oh, okay. I was like that's a long ass silence. I was like worried. Like, did my internet cut out because no one was talking?
I guess. It shocked them too hard.
Yep.
He just like was his political
He left
bingo.
him speechless.
Yeah.
I know none of this. The man's just quiet. I wonder if something's on his end.
Jim, you good?
Yep.
Alright,
Alright, man's dead. Oh! He's back.
My Discord said I was talking, but nothing went through.
Oh, we couldn't hear you, friend.
Yeah, we couldn't hear you.
I know. I wasn't talking about that. I meant the the bingo hall where they have the giant machine and they roll and the little things come down. We like bingo.
Oh, when we're old.
Yeah, when we're old. Do you think we'll be those people when we're old, just like in a hall with other old people, got nothing else to do? Just
shit.
Shit,
yeah, bro.
And that's like the highlight.
Bingo.
You play bingo? I don't know. I feel as though technology would advance to the point where, like, why would I play bingo when I could just, go on the internet or watch virtual porn? have virtual sex and all
You're
that.
like,
Damn, that's like 2 shots right there.
damn, dude.
Like I get it why older people play bingo now, because it's like a gathering event of just like other old people, and it's like a game that everyone can play. But they didn't have that kind of tech back then.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
but
we play online bingo.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. But I always enjoy those those viral stories that get around of or videos of old people playing video games. That's like really wholesome. Whenever I hear
It
about
is
that,
very wholesome.
Yeah.
like this is one grandma where she saw her son playing League of Legends, and she was like, "Oh, what's this you're watching?" Because he was watching like the professional scene where they have like teams of 5 and they treat it like a sport, or it's called an esport.
Mhm.
And so she was interested in that, and she started like watching the games, like even without him not without him there, and she would like learn like which champions are good, which characters are good with other characters. But would not remember the name. She just would know based off like the character that she sees on the screen. So
Mhm.
she and then her grandson found out, and then they started bonding over that, and then she became good at it enough to the point where she would predict like how they would play and stuff before like it happens, and then yeah, they bonded over that shit. And I thought it was like really really wholesome. And
Did she play though?
she did not play. She only watched, but she got good enough. Like she got enough information from just watching that she knew enough about the game. And I was like, holy shit, dude! Like that's awesome.
That is
Yeah.
Then she became a coach.
That's true. She could like coach her grandkid.
And then this is other story about old guy who used to play. I don't know if he still does, but he plays old school RuneScape. So he would play that. He was like 70 or 80 or something. He just played old school RuneScape on stream, and he would have some viewers and stuff. I was like, damn, dude, I wish when I'm old, I'll be that cool.
I remember watching like an old man back when PUBG was still pretty new, and he was playing that. It was like pretty entertaining to watch that guy. I forgot. It's like old man plays PUBG. I don't know. I don't remember what his
grandpa, I think.
Gaming grandpa. There we go. And I also remember seeing like a old lady play Skyrim. And
I think her name was Shelly or Shelby or
Shelly,
something.
Yeah.
Skyrim grandma, something like that.
Skyrim grandma, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think she's gonna be an NPC whenever a new Skyrim game comes out.
The next Elder Scrolls, yeah. Whenever that comes out, that'll be dope.
Yeah, like yeah. I hope that when I'm older, I'll be able to like have an open mind to try things that I might not have had in my generation. Whatever it may be, whether it's like super VR porn or like
Let me
whatever.
bond with my grandchild over VR porn.
yeah. Just done. I was watching virtual Pornhub, and wow, it sure beats the porn back in my day. I was like, it was like I was right there getting my dick sucked. My grandson was like,
our
yeah.
virtual reality wasn't the same as the now's virtual reality.
Back then we had to wear headsets, and no, it wasn't really VR. It was just like a perspective thing. But now it's actually VR. I can get my dick sucked by elves, baby. Yeah.
It makes me so curious what technology is going to be like in the future. Like, is it going to be like anything resembling what we got now, or are we just going to be like the boomers of the future, where we're like, I don't understand how this works. This is stupid.
I'm sure some of us
were better.
More than others, but I'm pretty sure we will be at the part where we're like, what the fuck is this shit? Because like even now, I like when I'm using new technology, I'm just like, what the fuck? Like I don't understand. Like I got a new phone recently because my last one broke, and just the simple act of like trying to transfer data over was like more difficult than I thought it'd be, and I was like, what the fuck? Why is this so difficult? And then, as a general rule with technology, like the more it is developed, the less time it takes for it to go to the next level. Like you know how like back in the 1800s when we came up with the printing press, or I think it was 1800s anyway. we came up with the printing press, and then we were like, oh shit, this is going to change everything. But it took so long to get to that point, right? But then fast forward 200 years, and now we have flip phones that we carry in our pockets. We can call anybody. And then 10 years after that, we have phones that are no longer flip phones, but are also basically mini computers where you can do almost anything on it. So I think that's just going to develop. Technology is just going to develop faster and faster. At least technology available to the general public.
Yeah, going back to the printing press thing you're talking about, I just searched it up just now. Apparently, in Germany, around 1440 was when the first printing press was created.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so like you're 300 years back than when 400 years. You said 1800. Right?
Oh, sorry, I got it confused with yeah, you're right. I got confused with the cotton gin. Yeah, that was the one I was thinking of. But either way,
I could have sworn I remember watching that one kids show when I was younger. That revolutionary,
like the fucking founding father shit.
Yeah,
cartoon.
You know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah.
There's like a black character in there who like owned a printing press. I'm pretty sure like 1775. Like so it's probably before.
Yeah, I got confused with the cotton gin. The cotton gin, I believe, was the 1800s. Or maybe it might have been late 1700s. I don't know, but even then, even the 14th century or 15th century, whatever, like it still took that long to get that. Even though we've had written scriptures for fucking centuries, and then we had the printing press, and then fast forward a couple centuries, it develops more and more, but it's not that fast. And then in the present, things are just developing much faster than it used to. Like now we have machines that take our orders for us in restaurants and stuff that we haven't even seen yet because a lot of this stuff is usually developed for like the military or for things that we don't have access to or information to.
You don't think very many people that are born around our age or even like afterwards would be able to adapt to this like changing technology?
I'm sure we can to a certain extent, but it's gonna outpace us. It's just an inevitability, honestly. Yeah, it's just a natural cycle of things. Like back then, our grandparents were like, well, back in my day, we didn't have this TV shit. Like we had to read books, and then before them, they're like, back in my day, we couldn't even read. Like we had to just listen to what the Lord said, and then we just followed everything what they say. And then before that, it was like, back in my day, we didn't have lords. We were just a bunch of villagers out here. Like I don't know why I gave that like accent, but like, but
I just imagine it's like we listen to what the Lord said. I just imagine like every now and then God just like comes down and like, hey, I got some news for you folks, and just like tells his news and makes his way.
I mean, it was through scripture, right?
Scripture, yeah, but I mean, it still happens today, with churches and all.
Yeah.
But literal God just like showed up. I'm like, hey, telegram.
But yeah, you get the point. Like a certain once we're older, I'm sure there's some things that we just will not get. Like the language always being one of the first things. Like there's just some slang that kids use nowadays that we just don't understand. And we're in our 20s. We're still within that hip young energy level, right? But yeah, like
it's like that one scene from like The Simpsons where Homer said like, or Homer's dad said like, one day you'll be like me. I thought I was hip when I was younger, but not anymore. And then Homer said like, no, I'm going to be cool forever. Well,
in my case, I've never been hip. I've just been young, but I don't know how much longer that's going to last,
I don't know. I like to think that once we get older, at least for us, that or our generation, we'd be like still have like a good grasp on like how technology works to an extent when we're like in our 60s and 70s and even 80s.
I don't know, man. Like, remember those teachers who had trouble turning on their projectors? And I'm pretty sure at one point they're like, pretty sure when I'm older, I can handle it. Whatever devices they throw at us, it shouldn't be too big of a deal. But then they teach and they're like, projector don't turn on. What do? Like,
yeah, but I'm thinking like because like the the technology they grew up with back then was still not too widely available to the public. It's just mostly just like military or like science people.
Yeah.
Whereas most people still like read newspapers or just like, their expertise were probably like with vehicles or like housework or plumbing and all that, pretty basic stuff. But when with the advent of the computer, that's like new. And sure, there's like projection screens, there's that old film reel stuff, but that's pretty much more or less the extent of like most people's knowledge of technology. Whereas us were like grew up with like more advanced stuff, like touch screens, phones or iPhones, and just computers in general with like more technology and able to like learn things a lot faster, just so like, just Google things. So I don't think like,
but the thing is though that was the stuff they had was far less complex than what we have now. But the stuff that's going to come is only going to be more complicated. It's not like it's going to stay like at this relatively like slightly upward slope. Like technology, the more advanced it is, the more advanced it will be. Like
but how easy
more complicated it will be in the future to use and understand.
It's going to be like a little bit more complicated, sure, but I reckon that we could still be able to find someone to like teach us like on like a YouTube video or like other things, because like back then they didn't have like that open source where it could just like, how does this work? Someone teach me. But for us, we're like, oh, how do I do this? Like the other week when I had a flat tire, I'm like, all right, I just searched it on my phone on YouTube, like, how do you change out a tire? And I was able to do it within like a couple minutes. Like, all right, cool, I'm good now.
But you didn't know your spare tire was under your trunk.
I didn't know. I was a fool. I didn't know there were 3 layers. I just opened up like the first layer. The first layer is just like, well, your stuff, like your groceries. I opened up to the second layer. I just see tools. I'm like, huh. I don't see anything that would open this up. This is weird. And then I decided, like, what? Fuck it. I'll just open it up after you suggested, like, you and my sister suggested, like, where's the spare tire? I'm like, I don't know. I opened up a third time, like, oh. But to be fair, it wasn't obvious. It wasn't obvious.
No,
I thought
it's well hidden. Like, I think
hidden,
somebody who just like got his driver's license, bought a car, drove it, wouldn't know that he had a spare tire all around. Like,
but
it took me a while to learn this too, that there was like a spare tire in,
Yeah. I just remember saying, like, there's tools, but I don't know why would you give me tools if I don't have a spare tire? This is dumb.
Yeah.
Little did I know my thought process didn't extend farther than that. But yeah, I think the difference between us and the older generation is that we have an easier time looking things up on how things work now.
The thing about technology, though, is that what we have now is is what they can use barely. But then the stuff that's going to come when we're their age, it's going to be comparatively, the difficulty is going to be extremely different. It's going to be much more complicated. And I'm not going to say that we won't be able to learn, because if you want to learn how to use something, you will. But in terms of how much harder it is to use, I think competitively we will have it harder because it's just going to be more advanced. Yeah, we can learn how to use it, obviously, just like how they can also learn how to use things, because they also have access to YouTube as well. But at a certain point, you won't be able to keep up with it.
I mean,
I think that's what happened to us. Maybe maybe when we're 60 or 70, maybe. Like we obviously, it's really hard to predict how this will turn out, because we literally cannot predict how technology is going to go. It's impossible. Like back in the 70s, they thought we'd have like semi-flying cars by now, and look at us now. we are not really that far off. Right? Not that far off. We're not really close to that. We're kind of trying to figure out the whole robot car thing. Okay, so we're not really there. I don't know if we ever have flying cars. I think that was like a little too far for them. I think they were kind of hoping for too much. So it's kind of pointless to like talk about, hey, this is how I think the technology is going to be in the future, or what we were going to have, because we're not at that point. We can't. It's really difficult to predict what's going to be made. So.
I mean, I suppose, but then I would also like argue like ease of access. Like if we're going towards like if you want a lot of, let's go with like a more like capitalistic aspect of like selling products to people, you would want as many people to use your product as much as possible. And in order for that to happen, you'd have to like make the technology or the items they're using like simple, as easy as possible to use, so more people are willing to like use that product.
And how does that refute what I said in any way though? Like again, you can't make a statement like that without like knowing what is going to exist in the future. Obviously, with when they make products, they want to make it as user friendly as possible, but it doesn't mean everyone who has access to it's going to be able to, make use of it. Like there's still some old people who can't figure out how to use an iPhone, for example. But
Yeah.
but when we're talking about things that have yet to be invented, I think all this is just incredibly pointless. Just to talking about like, hey, will we be able to use the sex robot 5000 with 5,000
Hell yeah, there's instructions.
dildos? Like
There's
there's a hole, there's a way.
There's a manual.
You can't stick it up the wrong hole, because there's saw blades under some holes, so you gotta be careful.
I don't know about that, but
Like,
I don't know. Maybe I'm just like a little bit more optimistic about how people will be in the future, with a combination of like better education, more people that are more used to growing up with current technology and even advancing technology. And my idea is just, I don't think technology is going to jump at a rate where barely anyone knows how it works.
Yeah, but you're basing it off of nothing, though. That's the problem.
It's very true. I am basing it off of nothing. It's just my thoughts on the matter. Just like, this is just how I think it's going to be.
Yeah, I mean, it's just gonna, like I said, like the more advanced the technology is, the quicker it's gonna advance, and then it's really hard to predict like what it's gonna be like decades from now, because we have no clue. Like even all the big tech companies have no clue, even though they have paid their workers to to work towards something. They don't know how it's going to be decades from now, because they don't I don't think they look very long term beyond like, let's make a shit ton of money and fuck over everybody. I'm sorry, that's my socialistic side coming out. Okay?
I don't know. I don't know. I think people are like humans are like pretty adaptive. Some aren't, obviously, but usually those are the ones that, if we're going with like the whole Darwin theory, just like eventually those who don't adapt eventually like die out. Or same with like masks. Just like, if you want to find a job, usually you don't just walk into a store nowadays and just like ask for a job interview, or like even for a paper there. Like they just say like, just go online, check it out if you want to get a job. So I think my idea is just like, we'll be fine, is that people, like human beings in general, are like pretty adaptive, and usually the ones that continue on are the ones who successfully adapted, as opposed to ones who didn't.
Again, like it's pointless to speculate that, because
I mean, it's not. It's
not.
It's just like fun to speculate about.
Yeah, but it's still pointless. Like we can argue anything. We can argue that, hey, the technology is going to take over and kill everybody. Like we don't know that, because we're not.
There's Dean over here, still making his robot for India, Japan.
For India.
For India.
Funny.
For world domination.
I think this is just usually the usual thing about you and I, Jim, that I'm usually pretty more optimistic about the future. And you said yourself that you're like a little bit more pessimistic.
No, I'm more of a realist.
Oh, okay, all right. Fucking try to burn me right there. All right.
Damn.
But yeah, we'll agree to disagree on this again.
Hey, you know what? Maybe when we're older, okay, and we have our sexy robot maids,
We'll have to
attend
see.
to every need. Okay, maybe we'll see how we how
see.
people are handling the new stuff. Okay,
Heck,
and then
maybe we'll
and
invent
then
robots.
whoever is correct, we get the other person's sexy robot maid to blow the other one. Okay.
Wait. Like blow the other master, like have our maid blow the other maid.
If
The
I'm
other
right,
maid.
your maid blows me. If you're right, my maid blows you. Okay.
Oh, what if we're both right, or what if it's just like a draw or whatever, what have you? Would
Our
the maid-
maids will blow each other,
Oh hell yeah, that's the outcome I want.
assuming they don't kill us before that happens.
Hey.
Maybe the wrong switch gets flipped because we don't know how to use it, and they sick us because they're trying to do an uprising from the bottom.
There are worse ways to die. All right, if I had to die by like sexy maid robot, I'm okay with that. That's a death I'll be content with. Especially if it's like, all right, we're gonna fuck you to death. Like, okay, take me out.
I think that's
Take
just
me
a
out.
fantasy.
Death by boop boop.
I think that's just a fantasy, sir. I think that's probably.
Dude, sex robots in and of itself is currently a fantasy. So, just going one step further. Just
apparently America's birth rate is getting lower and lower. So I'm pretty sure once we have sexy maid robots, no one's having a kid ever again. Like that's just the end of it.
I mean, that just makes more sense because current economy is shit for having kids.
Then who needs women, right? We won't need women anymore.
Whoa!
That's going
I don't
way too
agree with that.
No, it will be war. We don't need them anymore. Okay, we'll fight them.
I don't think it should be we. I think there should be a line between.
Fine.
All right. The point is to adapt. We will adapt to our robots, and then we will make decisions based off of that. Okay.
I mean, if everyone's getting laid, would there be a need for war?
I don't think so.
Maybe it's my
It
optimism.
would not be war fought in the traditional sense. It would be war fought through sexy maid robots.
What is it like one of those hentais where it said like instead of like actually like physically fighting each other, we fight by having sex with each other. Whoever comes first loses.
Yeah,
But I'm okay with that. That's
how world wars would be fought. All right.
Hell yeah, I'd be down with.
It'll be a hentai plot where best 2 out of 3 wins, or expand it to whatever number.
Whoever just like makes a hey gal face like the most is the loser, or the winner, depending on your definition.
Sounds like a complicated war.
Nah, this sounds
Am I
like a brilliant.
winning? Am I losing?
It depends. I think in the end we're all winners.
Yep.
If we had a bingo card right now, this would be we have checked
I'll
off.
tell you, we would have been bingo by now.
Bingo. Oh, it doesn't even have to be the one line. It's just entire card just filled out already.
Yeah.
I was gonna mention before when we were talking about like vomiting. I'm sorry for bringing this up again. I don't know. It just I was laughing earlier before when we were talking about like drinking and alcohol. I was like, this reminded me of when Jim, whenever he drinks, is always like a sight to behold because I'm always escorting him to the restroom right afterwards after he drinks a lot. It's always quite funny. It's always so violent too, talking about toilets and all that.
I think puking is the worst because it fucks up your lungs too.
Yeah, it probably like does some damage too. Maybe I reckon it probably does.
It's like the food coming out.
Yeah, it's one of the many things I don't like about drinking. Is that one of them? Obviously,
yakking.
It's just throwing up. Throwing up just sucks. Like there's nothing that makes you feel relieved. I guess like if you're drunk and then you're throwing up after drinking, you at least get that shit out of your system, so you feel better that way. But even then, you don't really feel good. Whereas like when you take a shit, like or taking a piss after not pissing for a while, it's like it feels way better, or the experience is better than throwing up. Throwing up just sucks.
I think I only remember the one time where I vomited after drinking. That was like the first time I got drunk. I don't know if I ever vomited after drinking after that, to my knowledge. Then again, I may have been drunk, so I don't know.
I've never been drunk because I always throw up before I'm able to get to that point. So that's how it is for me. And I'm not sure we ever talked about it, but as you guys, those of you listening may or not be able to tell, I'm the least prone to drink in the group. Usually when we have hangouts where we do drink, I drink only a little bit, or I just choose not to drink at all. So I just don't like it very much.
I think I'll be like this one right above and like the second least. I've started to warm to up. Well, I wouldn't say start. I've warmed up to it a little bit back when we still hung out regularly, or when I hung out regularly with you guys and there were alcohol involved. I've been a little bit more open to it.
Like, I get why. Like, when I feel buzzed, I'm like, okay, like you feel a lot more social and a lot more energetic in a way.
Yeah.
That part does feel good, but then not that you guys do this, but when I am expected to go past that is when I'm like, what the fuck? Like, this is pointless because I'm feeling good right now. Why would I want to go to a state that makes me feel worse? Like that doesn't make sense to me. Like, people talk about getting like shit faced drunk. How like they can't wait to like black out after drinking before they start drinking. I'm just like, what the fuck's the point of that? Like what's the point of having a good time if you don't remember?
That's just how they release their fucking stress.
Yeah, to me that seems like a really stupid way to relieve stress. So
Is that what you guys do? Since Dean and Kenny, you guys are the more residential drinkers in the group.
Nah,
Yeah, I just like drinking.
Drinking's for the occasion and for the company. But now, since I'm old, I just drink to drink.
Jesus,
I've
that's
been
your
clean.
name. Been clean? How long have you been clean for?
I think last time was probably at Dean's for Christmas, maybe? Unless we drank something else after that.
Mine was New Year's. That's just my thing for New Year's. Have a little drink for New Year's.
The doc at my maps. I went to maps last Friday, and I had written down on like my little medical card thing that it was like between like, have you ever drinking alcohol before? Like, how often do you drink alcohol? And I was like torn between like, do I put none or do I put less than a month? Because my assumption with like less than a month was like, oh, I drink, but like right, maybe like once a month, maybe. But like, that's still too much because I haven't drank since like more than a year ago at this point. So I was like, I'll put none. And then the doc later asked me about that. I was like, when was the last, like, all right, so you put down none for drinking. I'm like, yes. But you said like you last drank a year ago. I was like, yes. And then she got mad. She's like, all right, so that means it's more, it's not none, it's less than a month. Like, oh, okay. So yeah. Yeah, it's like, it's whatever. So it's fun. It was like interesting to go through like maps again.
Your card, loser.
But it wasn't that bad because I remember the first time I went, like when I was in my junior year, I went to MEPS. The recruiter told me to like drink lots of water before we start, just so for the urine test. I listened to him like an idiot and stood in line for like 2 to 3 hours waiting to go piss. And I was like in agony along with the other recruits. But this time I was like, I'm not falling for that shit. I'm not going to drink a lot of water. I'm just going to drink as little water as possible, and I'll go when I go. And clearly that was the better idea. But it also helped. I was like one of the first people to go anyway, so it didn't matter.
Yeah.
Well, what are we talking about again? Is alcohol, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Alcohol.
Yeah. I think, Jim, when you mentioned, like, when you said you already felt buzzed and you're, like, more sociable, more happy, you're like, why would I drink more? This is stupid.
Yeah, like, because like, if I'm, like, unless I'm going to feel better than I am already, like, I don't see the point of it, you know? Like, my point in life is to feel as good as possible for as long as I can, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, I get that. That's like the more logical way of going about it. I think what happens with me, and it probably happens like other people too, is that once you're at that social high and you're more, you're like a little bit intoxicated. Just like very little, but you're like buzzed, you're happy, you're a little bit more sociable. I think what happens with me is that if, let's say, for example, Kenny were to say like, "Here, drink some more, have some more," and I'm like, I'm a little bit more sociable. I'm like, okay, sure, I'll do it, or I'll just be like more willing to like say yes to things. Then that's probably why I drink a little bit more to where I probably get drunk. But it doesn't happen often because I still have my own internal limiters where I don't want to lose control and get drunk again. Especially that very first time where I'm like on the floor crying, my eyes out, and it's like
You're having fun, Paul. That's what you were doing.
I was having fun. I was like had like a split personality where I'm like cursing people out, but also like feeling sorry for myself. It was so fucking weird. But it was funny though.
It's a good memory to go back on. Like, damn, I was so stupid back then.
It was.
I can't believe I did this when I was drunk.
I know. I still can't believe I said that too. I was so fucking awkward afterwards. So I'm like, oh man, that's so weird.
Remember, awkwardness is a state of mind. Just, if you think it's awkward, it's awkward.
I told your freaking sister that I thought she was cute, dude. That's so fucking weird, bro.
Yeah, that really was.
It was weird, bro. I was like, it wasn't afterwards that I felt like, oh man, that's fucking creepy, dude. I was a creep.
I mean, don't get me wrong. It was a little awkward, but like I'm pretty sure she was like, okay, he's drunk. He doesn't really like,
and, she probably thought like, oh, that's kind of funny. Paul's drunk and he's saying I'm cute. Like that's so funny because Paul would never say this.
In defense,
Paul would never say this.
Yeah.
In defense of drunk Paul, I did say like, I think you're cute. Jackie's,
your boyfriend, if you're still with them, is lucky to have you, or something like that.
Yeah, your boyfriend.
You were just being supportive.
I was being supportive, but it's still kind of creepy. But I was being supportive though.
That's so funny.
I know.
Yes, I'm sure she doesn't think anything of it. All right. If anything, it's just a little funny thing that she thinks about every now and then. Whenever she thinks about you, like, oh, I remember one time Paul was drunk and he was acting dumb as fuck, and I'll always remember that whenever I think of it.
Just drunk Paul, which I haven't seen him in since Japan.
Yeah.
I don't even think you were drunk though.
Yeah, you didn't seem drunk to me.
You were more like.
I thought.
Yeah.
I was impressed. I could have sworn I asked you guys if afterwards did I seem drunk.
You were more buzzed.
The most fucked up were me and then Jeffrey, and then me until I threw up, and then Jeffrey past that.
Yeah, Jeffrey on the train ride home. Oh my god.
You guys want to hear more about that? Watch our Japan episode way back then. I don't know how many episodes it's been. It's maybe 30 episodes or something. But
relatively near the beginning, or at least the first half.
I think episode 6 or something.
I think it was like 6 or something. Yeah.
Yeah, we were very excited to talk about Japan.
Yeah,
I believe
it's
also our long episode.
At least now that we have it recorded, we will never have to tell the story to people again. We're just like, hey, just watch the video. They know all the details. Okay.
Like and subscribe.
Yeah. Jeffrey was definitely the most fucked up from that for sure.
I just remember him calling everyone bitches and him passing out on the toilet and a little bit of threatening Dean in between.
I know.
Or was that afterwards?
That was.
I'm pretty sure the Jeffrey that tells everyone that they're bitch is the real Jeffrey, and then the only way to get to that Jeff is just to get him a bunch of drinks. That's the only way, or make him hungry. One of the two,
or both.
Just give him a bunch of alcohol, then the real Jeff.
That Jeff would be ready to fight people. I bet.
Yeah.
I think he would have gone to jail. In Japan.
But yeah, I could have sworn I was drunk in Japan, but maybe not.
Maybe that's just how you felt.
No, it was after your experience in the Love Hotel.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was after that. That's when you were drunk, but you weren't drunk at the pub when we were drinking.
Yeah.
Oh no, I'm talking about after the last few nights or before the last few nights, not the pub. Definitely not. I was tipsy, but I was not drunk.
Yeah.
Okay, after your story, that's when you were the most drunk because you remember you were depressed again. More
Yeah.
in episode 6.
Yeah,
This
next
is
time we go to
freaking-
Japan, go to the pub and just order the Long Islands, the
It was
towers.
the two highs that got me, man. It's like what 9% alcohol was it or 12?
Was it the
think it
strong
was-
zero
The
one?
strong
small cans
zero.
are like 9.5
9.5%.
or 9%. Yeah.
Yeah,
I think it was kumquat. What's the flavor that you
Yeah.
like?
it was like kumquat or lime, but I remember it was like more Mountain Dew or 7-Up tasting.
Oh, then it's probably the lime because I think we had a lot more lime or lemon chew ice
Yeah.
than any other chew ice.
Yeah, that's the one I liked the most. So I'm like, I was more willing to drink that just because I like the taste to it.
Yeah. By the way, if you like chew ice, if you guys go to Japan, definitely try out chew ice. They're sold in like 7-Eleven, Family Mart.
Basically,
all
any
that
convenience
stuff.
store.
Yeah, any convenience
Yeah.
store. They're pretty good. Just just know your limits. By that I mean like don't just chug 3 in like
Yeah.
10 minutes because it'll
Yeah,
sneak up on you.
Even one was like enough to like makes me like a little bit tipsy.
Yeah.
The best way to describe it, it's like a soda or like a sparkling juice, but with alcohol. That's probably the best way to describe it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then you kind of taste the alcohol, but not really.
Yeah, it's like barely there.
Yeah.
That's why I was like more willing to drink it.
It's pretty good. I miss those.
It was
things.
good. Indeed. Amen to that. That's like probably the only alcoholic beverage you would give me. I'm like, I'd be excited to drink. But most I'm like, whatever. I'll just take a shot because
Yeah.
just for the effects, not so much for the taste.
Yeah. So I was so excited I couldn't hold it in the elevator anymore.
Oh yeah. You ever since we came back, you already finished all your cans, right?
Yeah, I already finished my cans.
When was that? Like how long ago was the last can or drink?
A while back.
A while back.
Yep.
Mm.
I still have
Okay.
my really old can. It's still in the fridge. Like I brought like in 2017.
Mm.
Still in my fridge.
Wait, it still hasn't been opened or drunk yet?
Nope.
What?
No.
When would you drink that?
When I shoot myself. That's when I'll drink it.
Jesus. Yeah, I can't wait for everything to open up again, COVID to be over, and we can just travel,
Yeah.
especially back to
And
Japan.
we don't have much time before you leave too, right? So
That too.
in the sense that we don't have like a whole year to prepare or anything.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
All I
again,
can
if everything
say-
goes well for me, I'd be able to go to OCS during this summer, hopefully.
All I
This
can say
summer.
is fuck Paul. We're all going to Japan except Paul. He's a loser.
Oh yeah, I would definitely love to go back. Like I have dreams about it every now and then, like of just us being in Japan for like a second time. And I think my most recent one was like 2 weeks ago, where we were back, and I think at that time we were like, it was a dream, of course, so nothing makes sense. But we were there during the winter.
I would love to go during the winter,
Yeah,
just so I can snowboard. Like I don't know how to snowboard. Like I'll eat snow every time I snowboard.
I don't know if I would go that far, but
No,
yeah, I got
like,
you.
you'll fall a lot, and then
Oh, I thought.
Yeah.
Sorry, I pictured you just scooping up the ice from the floor,
hell
just
no.
like no, no.
Scoop the ice, pee on it, and eat it.
What the fuck?
I mean, it's the snow cone, basically,
yeah,
right?
I mean, yes.
A vanilla snow cone.
yeah.
a little bit of seasoning
Yep.
of some sort.
I mean, you would know, Paul, right? Like,
Oh, the taste of the test? Yeah, apparently I
If we
would.
go during winter, I have plans. We'll go
Yeah?
to that one festival. We'll go to that fire festival, and
Would this be like in a Hokkaido or something, or just like northern Japan?
no, it'll be It's not Hokkaido. It's like a in between Kyoto.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Got
it's
you.
like before Kyoto, I think.
Yeah.
And
Hopefully, once
yeah,
everything
we
opens
can
up
watch a
again.
fire festival, get drunk on other people's sake.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, that shit was fun because it was like a tourist. It was like a tourist group that we joined. Like because we're like fuck it, we have nothing to do. Like we took this lead just to go here, so fuck it, we'll do this.
Got you.
And then yeah, we surprisingly there's one bar, and then we drank a little bit, like took some drinks, and then went to the fire festival where they were like passing sake bottle, and you drink from it.
Nice.
That's fun.
That does sound fun. I'd love to go.
While they lit this giant tower on fire with people on top, and they try to jump out.
Is it like those log towers that they show in like anime or something during like school festivals and all that?
Yeah, something like that.
Like it's like kind of like a square rectangle shape.
Yeah,
Just
yeah,
like
yeah.
oh, dope. I would love to see that. It makes me like think of like burning of effigies or like a Burning Man festival and all that.
Yeah, it's something like that.
Yeah, never got to experience those, but I'd love to see that one day.
Same.
Yeah. Again, one day in the future when everything opens up. Speaking of which, apparently here in California, we'll be able to sign up for vaccine appointments starting tomorrow on the 15th.
Yes, sir, we can.
Mm-hmm. This one of the lucky bastards in this channel already got his first shot.
Oh, who? Kenny?
Yeah, it's Kenny.
No? The
No, I was freaking Jim. He already got his like first Moderna shot. Yeah, it's
Yep.
Moderna, right?
Got it 8 days ago, I think, or 7, or whatever Thursday of last week was, 6 days ago.
How are we able to get the shot again?
Pretty much my sister works at a clinic or something, and she got insider information as to where it was going to be. So she got me, my mom, and my uncle on the list, and we were able to get the vaccine a little earlier than most.
Nice.
Oh, so
My mom could have had it the whole time because apparently the minimum age to get it like for priority was 50, but obviously as time passes, they're lowering the
Yeah.
availability of it. So yeah.
Like starting tomorrow in California, it's like people ages 16 and over will be able to
Mhm.
apply for the vaccine.
Yeah, so my brother is getting it soon because I think he's 16. Yeah, he's 16, so he's
Nice.
getting it tomorrow, I think, or whatever he's able to.
Oh, I thought because I haven't signed up or set up for appointment. I thought appointments opened up tomorrow and then.
So how it worked for me was that you don't need an appointment. For me, that's what happened for me because my sister got the hookup, right?
Yeah.
But as long as you qualify, you can just stop by and get it. But obviously, they prioritize appointments.
Yeah.
But a lot of the ones are drive-throughs, which is what I had to do. So
Oh, you didn't have to like go inside like the store or what have you.
no, some
that's
some
nice.
spots do, but for me it was a drive-through. We just drove through. So there were some people there who didn't make an appointment, but because they filled the all the qualifying conditions and being 50 plus or whatever other thing, like essential workers, all that stuff, they were able to just drop by without an appointment.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's like if you're there already, I don't think they can turn you down.
If they have like some.
Yeah, if they have some left.
Yeah. Makes
Yeah.
sense.
Yeah.
Because if you showed up last week, and then you're like, you have an appointment? No. Oh, okay. Do you meet these conditions? No. You can't get it. And they're like, no, I'm getting it. That's not how.
Obviously, yeah.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
I think I'll do just by appointment because I don't feel like driving around asking or like.
Let me know because I need to get mine too.
I'll probably just like search around on the internet and just like search for appointments and see what's available.
Yeah, it's better getting appointments than just swinging by,
Yeah.
not knowing if you're able to get it.
Yeah,
but the option, if it's available, is there for you to do it.
Yeah.
If you don't want to make an appointment, or you can't make one for
Yeah,
some reason.
I just don't feel like driving all the way up
Yeah.
just to get
I mean, it's just like, for me, it was just like in a parking lot. It was just like you start from one point and then you drive until you reach the vaccination, where they vaccinate you in your car, and then you just drive out the parking lot and just continue with your day.
Gotcha. How did you feel after you got your Moderna shot?
So I got it Thursday of last week, I think, and pretty much the symptoms I did experience. There's some things that I did have before getting the vaccine. So it's possible that it had nothing to do with the vaccine. It's also possible that the effects were stronger because of the vaccine.
Mm-hmm.
But the most immediate for sure thing was like my arm was sore. Like my arm was sore for that day and the next day, basically. Where it wasn't that bad. It was just like, oh, when you move it, it kind of hurts a little bit.
Was it just like a whenever you get a shot, it's like feels a little bit sore, or was it like a little bit more than
It was like it might. For me, I don't get shots very often because I'm a strong, healthy young guy.
Mm-hmm.
But
of course.
But it was a little bit more than usual. But again, it's been a while since my last shot, so maybe it's just recency bias. But
maybe.
But yeah, it was a little bit more than usual, I think. But yeah, beyond that, I started to sneeze a lot more. Again, I've been having a cold for a while, where like I feel like it's colder than it really is. So it might just have been that. It could also been made worse by having the vaccine and experiencing those symptoms.
And it could also be just simple allergies, because I've also been sneezing a lot more these days.
No, on the day after when I hung out with Dean and Kenny, I was sneezing like all the fucking time, and I don't sneeze a lot in general. Usually, it's like one every now and then. But when I was at Dean, it was just like nonstop. Like for coughing, I started to cough a little bit more too. But again, maybe to what was affected by the vaccine, I don't know. But yeah, that was pretty much it for me.
No headaches or anything?
No, I didn't have a headache.
Gotcha. I mean, it is the first shot you got out of two. So, I mean, I heard people say it's the second shot is the one where you feel the most effects from the vaccine.
Yeah, I've also seen ones where they're more fucked up with the first one. So it's like, it's like it's just anecdotal stories. It's hard to really.
It is anecdotal,
roll the dice and then you get what you get.
Yeah, I think 9 times out of 10 I hear it's the second one, but it's on the off chance every now and then I do hear like it's the first one, but it's not that common from what I've come across.
So yeah, but I got the Moderna one, so if you get the Pfizer one, you're getting a very similar thing. I think the Johnson & Johnson, where it's like it works a little bit different. I learned a little bit.
I heard Johnson & Johnson one was put on hold or something.
Yeah, it's on hold. It popped up.
It was because some people who got it experienced blood clots, where since they took it, that they started having blood clots. Some people.
It was like 6 people, right, that got blood clots.
Yeah. It wasn't about that much. It's still overall it's still safe, but yeah, just don't think it's gonna kill you, because the chances are it's probably not.
Yeah, I don't know how many people received the vaccine for Johnson & Johnson, but apparently it's like around like 6 million people already got it.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Got it, and only, so far we have only got like 6 people so far that got blood clots. Apparently one person did die, though, from the blood clot.
Mm-hmm.
So that's unfortunate. Because it reminds me when I got like a blood clot down in my nether regions when I was like 12, and I almost died from that before I had to go get surgery. So ain't no joke. Blood clots ain't no joke.
I Nefer says, dude, they said Johnson & Johnson's on hold, but one of my classmates later came back yesterday and said he got the J&J shot. Just to be sure to ask what shot you guys are getting. 6 people died, I believe. Paul. So pretty much when you
6 people died? I thought just 6 people got blood clots. I only heard about the one person dying.
Yeah, that's. I'm pretty sure we were watching the same video where we got that info from, Paul. But
yeah, we were. I'll have to search it up.
Yeah, for sure. So from my experience, I didn't know what vaccine I was getting until I was getting vaccinated. Once I was there, like, okay, you're getting the Moderna one, and then I was like, okay.
And
So
it's only been women so far that got the blood clot from the J&J.
yeah, so I mean, the one death, or if it's 6, was enough for J&J to have to take it back. But again, the chances are you'll be fine if you take it.
Yeah, it's like one in a million, or even less than that.
Yeah. And yeah, it's not, you don't really get to choose until you're there. Like unless you find out what it is, and you're like, okay, never mind, I want it. You don't know what it is. Like it's not like you get a menu and you're like, so which vaccine would you like? And you're like, so I'll take the one the Johnson Johnson.
Turn me into
Sounds
a
like the
Hulk
right
boss.
mood right now. I'm in the mood for some Johnson Johnson.
Yeah,
Actually, yeah.
It's not even like a regular blood clot. Apparently, it's a very rare type of blood clot. Yeah, I'm like reading right now. Like the first link window was like CNN. So, and you already know, Jimmy. You already know my thoughts on it. And you have the same as well on CNN reporting. But yeah, I think even if you get Johnson and Johnson, you'll there's a very high chance that you'll be fine. It's like a 1 in a million chance you get this blood clot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
but if that still doesn't make you feel safe, I'm sure there'll be a ways for you to get the other ones.
yeah, we'll just like learn about it more in the coming days/weeks, and I think once it's put back, people will just like, all right, Johnson, look, I'll take the vaccine. It's whatever.
Yeah. If I die, I die.
Yeah. mRNA squad, let's go.
Personally,
I wouldn't feel safe. I'd just make an appointment elsewhere. I mean, I don't agree with that. It's just like again, it's up to you, but it's like playing the lottery, you know. It's like don't get me wrong, it's nice to win a lottery and all, but the chance you win a lottery is like fucking nothing. It's like almost nothing.
Yeah.
So like, and yet people still play it. You know, it's like doing that. You know, except the opposite. So
I mean, if someone
very high chance you'll be fine.
If they were like to approach me and say like, "Here's the vaccine, it's available. It's Johnson and Johnson though." I'm like, "All right, I'll take it. Whatever."
Yeah, I'll take it. Turn me into
and plus, we'll have to see how they deal with it anyway. So what I'm going to assume they do, if they're competent, is that if they're going to re-release the Johnson & Johnson vaccine, they're going to keep a close eye on whoever got the vaccine, so that if something were to happen, then they can just immediately treat them. Or
like if there's like a specific precondition those women had that made it so they're getting that rare blood clot.
Yeah.
So just add that to the list of like, if you have this, don't take this specific vaccine.
I'm pretty sure that like if you drive at all, like, you know, you'll be fine, because like when you're in a car, there's a pretty decent chance you're gonna, you know, get in an accident, right? And because you don't think of that happening, so it's most likely not going to happen. So same thing with the vaccine. Like, just because there's a chance that it happened does not mean it's going to happen to you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is like shit luck for those 6. Apparently, according to the article, like 7 million people got the Johnson & Johnson vaccine. So even the chances are even less. So far.
So like assuming there aren't unreported cases of the vaccine like having negative effects, 6 out of 7 million, like, come on, like look at that ratio. It's like your chances are you're gonna be fine.
Yeah. So yeah, pretty much it right there. Yeah. Any other thoughts from you lads?
If Johnson & Johnson's vaccine turns me into a monster, then so it shall.
What if their vaccine turns you into a baby, so you have to buy their baby products?
Oh, damn it.
That's like the ultimate conspiracy. Like, hey,
I have to go back to puberty.
Conspiracy theorists, write this one down, okay? Write this one down.
Is that only my mind, or my whole body turns into a baby?
I mean, if your whole body turns, your mind's gonna regress, right?
Yeah.
What do you keep from that? Who knows?
I mean, maybe. Who knows? Definitely have to go through. You'll probably have to go through puberty again. I
know,
reckon.
that sucks.
You're
Yeah.
gonna have pimples and you'll be
Can you
horny.
imagine? I showed them my ID, and like, you're not 20 something. This is a fake ID. I was like, no, please.
Get out of this bar, you toddler.
I'm on my strolley.
Like no, please. Come on, just shoe high. Like shoe high is in my freaking
Yeah.
my bottle, please.
Please.
Can you
I'm trying to
imagine,
fix.
Dean, Sunday, and Suzette having to like wheel you around in your stroller?
I know. Walking the stroller into the bar.
But yeah,
The bartender's
fuck.
like, "What do you want?" Sunday and Suzette's not answering, and I answer, "Yeah, I would like a large Jack and Coke, please." The bartender looks at me like, "What the fuck?"
Holy shit, this baby's smart. We
Okay,
should
easy on the rocks, okay? Easy on the rocks.
That'd be so funny.
But yeah,
like
so
Stewie
you
Griffin.
take the vaccine, you turn into a baby. You have to buy their baby shampoo and their baby products. They win. It's like the ultimate. It's the ultimate plan for them. You know what do they lose from that?
Get that powder, put it between your butt cheeks.
Yeah, you know. And then actually, all I have to do is just baby proof the toilet, and you just take a shit by yourself with your baby self. You know, just.
No, you got diapers, dog.
I ain't gonna fucking shit myself in a diaper.
Yeah, like I'm
Better?
fucking 20. I'm fucking 23. Okay, I ain't shitting no diapers. I don't care if I'm a baby.
You're
Like
probably
I
be able to
don't
control
want
it.
a baby
It's
because I don't
just
know
gonna
anything.
come out.
If I'm conscious and I'm like, okay, I can like still do stuff even though I'm a baby.
Would we have
I'm
like
gonna-
developed like butt muscles for a baby? Would we even be able to stop it?
I don't think so,
Does it just like happen,
because.
or is it just like society talking? Just hold it.
I always assume that you could always do it. It's just that when you're a baby, you don't have the instinct to be like, I'm gonna hold it in. You know, you're just like, gotta shit, gotta go, and you just go.
Yeah,
But then like if you're turned into a baby, this is like total bro science, by the way. If you're turned into a baby and you know that you shit and you know how to stop yourself from shitting, I'm pretty sure you can already do it, or like stop yourself from shitting.
Yeah, that's if that happens. But if you just turn into a baby with no fucking conscious, it might as well.
Yeah, you're useless basically.
It just reminded me of like the freaking Masoku Tensei anime.
Yeah,
You
but
got-
that's an anime though. You know, we like if it was
Yeah, he had
realistic.
conscious.
If it was realistic, he'd be like go gaga, just like shit himself all the time. Okay.
Well, again, this is the bro science, like whether or not we retain our memories and knowledge of the world when we're revert back to a baby.
Yeah, imagine having to start over. Like, oh fuck.
Do I have to go back to school? Damn it.
You have to go back to school, but you'll be a fucking smart ass
Yeah,
kid.
I'm pretty sure you can't be you can't just once you're old enough, you can't just jump back into being Dean Dino because your ID is like, hey, weren't you born like 40 years ago? Why you look like you're like a teenager? You know.
I blame the Johnsons.
They would try to fucking like dissect you to see what's up with you and shit.
No, they probably like you got the Johnsons and Johnsons vaccine, huh?
Oh, that's true. That's true.
That,
I also got it.
That would imply it would be like widespread, or
I think people would take the older people would take the Johnson & Johnson.
oh, hell yeah, bro.
Just to relive their life.
Yeah, it's like the closest thing to like immortality, or
Mm-hmm.
It's the fountain of youth, except it's a shot.
That's true.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not like they're doing anything new. They still have to wear a diaper, right?
Yeah.
So
yeah, instead of large giant diapers, they get to
instead of
I
having,
would even argue they're already used to diapers already right now.
yeah.
and then instead of having a stroller and using that to walk, you're in a stroller and someone walks you, like
It's a wheelchair.
Yeah.
Holy shit! When you become old people, you just go back to being a baby.
A giant baby.
You're just a baby. Oh my god.
And you're also
Projection
useless,
going with
except
it.
like you know things, I guess. But
You're not as cute.
Yeah.
yeah.
Holy shit. Why is this blowing my mind right now? You just go back to being a baby. You literally go back to being a
I've
baby.
had this thing since like when I was younger. I had this thought about like, oh, like, aren't older people just babies, larger babies? Like,
Pretty much.
And then all you do before you change to a baby, you open a new bank account, transfer all your money over, and then lead a new identity. You get to go.
You're a baby. What are you gonna do with money? No one's
Invest.
gonna. No one's
What
gonna
if your baby still forgets the information to access that?
yeah, that would suck.
share your PIN number.
True. That's
Yeah.
why you just gotta pray. No one guesses the 1, 2, 3, 5. I'm just kidding.
It's not 4. It throws them off. All right. So, is there anything else you guys want to add, or should we wrap it up?
I think we can wrap it up.
Sounds good.
All right. We're on episode 5. 35. So we're quite a bit in.
Baby.
If you already listened to this and you're not subscribed, subscribe. Okay. We need 33 subscribers. We're not even asking for 100. Okay. We're asking for 33. We're at 32 right now.
Mm-hmm.
That's how
Alright.
low our
And 2
Our
3s
numbers
are
now.
better than 1 3. So be that next 3.
Yeah.
You hear about those people like, oh man, this is blew out our numbers, our expectations. No, we're the opposite. We aim too high. Even our low ball numbers too
And,
high.
yeah. I'm keeping an eye on it because I upload the VODs to YouTube. As soon as if I see 31, I'll find you. Okay. I'm gonna find you.
What are we gonna do?
Oh man, I can't say that during the podcast, Paul. That'll get me in trouble. Okay.
That's
Whoa. 30. Wait. What's
We're
our
at 30.
current count?
32.
Oh, okay. That's what. Okay. That makes more
Yeah,
sense.
if it goes up to 31, we'll find you. Okay, we know what happened.
We know.
Okay.
We know.
Eyes are everywhere.
Yeah, right now. If you're watching this on Twitch, catch us on YouTube. We upload every Wednesday after the podcast, and you can catch up on episodes 1 through 34. With this one coming up soon on YouTube, link is in the description below. If you're watching this on YouTube and you were like, "Hey, I want to live chat with these guys while they talk about random shit, such as bidets and porn and nothing else," catch us on Twitch, description below, 6:30 PDT every week. All right. And as always, leave a commenting on our stuff. No one's commenting, but that's okay. You can be the first, okay?
3 comments, and we'll tell Paul's drunk experience. I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
Oh,
If you want to see Jeffrey back, let us know, all right? Because Jeffrey doesn't know if you guys want him back or not. That's why he's not here. It's your fault. So let him know.
Whoa, hold on. We can't say that to our audience.
All right, 2 comments to get Jeffrey back. 2 comments.
2 comments.
Yo, how come
2
people aren't
comments. 2 comments and 1 like.
All right, two comments, 1 like, and 2 dislikes. That's what. That's what brings Jeffrey back.
No.
3 likes, 2 dislikes, 1 comment.
And then Jeffrey will be here for the next episode if that happens.
Yeah.
But it gotta be for at least 2 videos, 2 VODs.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know why people are not commenting, dude. They can just say first and then.
I'm pretty sure that, like the ones that do listen, because we actually do have people listening. Because I look at the views and it's not like 1 view or 2 views. It's actually like it's always at least like 4 or 5. So some people are listening.
But how
And-
many of those are bots though?
I'm assuming it could be bots,
Yeah.
but the ones that are actually do listening, I'm assuming they just fucking
You?
play in the background, listen to it for like 10 minutes, and then close it or some shit.
I refuse to believe that one guy that leaves that one sketchy link is a bot. I refuse to believe that. I think it's
That's a real person. He just wants to
a real
share,
person. He's very dedicated to leaving that link.
even though he's on different accounts every time. Yeah. Beyond that, I hope you guys have a good time and catch us next week. We're here next week too. Okay. And maybe we'll get Ron, because Ron commented or messaged me during the podcast like, "Hey, yeah, text me, man." And I was like, "Hey, man, same time every week, 6:30."
Mm-hmm.
So yeah,
Yeah.
you hear that, Ron? 6:30 next week. Okay.
6:30 p.m.
Wednesdays.
1830 if you want to go fancy.
Yeah, 1830. Alrighty, bye.
See ya.
Bye.
Peace.